What up, YouTube? Surprise! Obvious, today is a beautiful day. Probably the last beautiful day in forever. I think we're getting back into winter mode. We're gonna get some snow this week, 4 to 6 inches. So let's do a quick update. Even though I did an update video yesterday, I actually got a lot more work done. But you guys can see the Supercharger is fully installed. I do have the inlet tube all secured and plugged in and ready to rock. I do have somewhat of the cooler installed. You guys can see. I kind of installed it, but I want to see. I still gotta pull the plugs and stuff before I fully do it. Running some of the hoses for the one is for the breather side on the driver's side, and the other one is for the I can't think of what it's called right now. I lost my mind. But it goes to this part right here, and then that's pretty much attached. Super excited, guys. You guys can see we are very end of the install of the Supercharger. Once I have the plugs and injectors, then everything's gonna get final install for the inlet side from the Supercharger to the throttle body. I did put the PVC setup on, so that's installed. So I'm just right now, I'm just kind of wondering where I'm going to run the hoses, where they need to be and stuff like that. This kit does run 2 blow-off valves. One is here, and the second one's going to be underneath. You can see that tube right there. It goes from there to the actual cooler itself. And then we will be ready to run the lines for the actual cooler part of it. You got inlet and an outlet. Those just go down. And obviously it's going to go underneath. And then it's going to get tied up to where I'm going to mount the almost like a little baby radiator cooler, I guess you want to call it, that goes underneath the car and then comes up and goes to the Vortech actually tank that actually holds the coolant / water, which goes right here, guys. One thing I wanted to see if I had to modify the front brace, and it looks like we are good to go, and we are going to clear without any type of modification. You guys can see, obviously we got this little vacuum line for the blow-off valve in the way, but you guys can see there's a good inch, maybe 3/4 of clearance, which is perfect. So now I just gotta get all the holes drilled and mount it, and same thing with the back side of it. The little cowl has to come off to be able to bolt it up. So we have that, guys. Super excited, guys. We are coming to the very end. I do have to get some what you call it? I can't think, clamps for the radiator part of it. So it's actually going to be more like that. But I was thinking about getting black instead of the chrome, or I might just leave the chrome for now, and that way I might be able to do an update. One thing I was thinking to do was take the cooler off and actually do a race blow-off valve, and that way it would eliminate 2 blow-off valves and only go down to 1. I still might do that. I don't know 100%, or I might just leave it like this for now, and then next winter I could disassemble things, and that way we could do a single blow-off valve and get everything situated that way. But guys, you guys can see this car is coming along beautifully. Super excited. I cannot wait. I'm really trying to get everything set up so I can at least start the car with the stock pump and stock injectors and the stock plugs in it for right now, just to be able to run it, not to drive it. I want to do a coolant flush. I should have did it before I did the radiator, but that's fine. Obviously it's a little too late. So I just want to get some of the old coolant out, so I might just flush it out and then attach the the new radiator and everything really together, because that way I can at least get everything cleaned out and we have completely new fluid inside the system. But yeah, guys, you guys can see we are moving along very well. Obviously, you guys can see the green belt 0304 Cobra was very must do when you have an 0304 Cobra. So why not do it to this one and get a green belt, kind of like old school way. I just want to make sure the supercharger and everything's getting oil. I want to get the engine back having oil on top. Just been sitting for a little bit, so I want to get everything nice and fresh. And then I'll change injectors, the plugs, and the pump out, and then we'll get it tuned so we can actually run the car and actually drive it. So super excited about that, guys. And when I say run, guys, I'm not running the car, meaning I'm going to rev it and stuff like that. I mean, just literally turn the key, let the car idle, get to temperature, and then shut it off. I'm not talking, that's it. We're not doing nothing else. We're not trying to put boost to the system or anything like that. Like I said, I really just want to try to clean out the old coolant before I go to the next step of, you know, finalizing everything completely. So yeah, guys, super excited. Sorry about my voice. I lost it. It's been a long week last week with a lot of running around and stuff like that. And obviously the weather changing, going from hot to cold, the hot to cold. That's Chicago weather for you. So you know how that goes, guys. But I just want to give you guys an update and bring you guys. We are almost done with the front underneath it. I just had to get the spring set. And there was something else I was missing. I can't remember. Oh, I need to do tie rods. So I do have to order new aftermarket tie rods for this. So before I do anything else, I need to get the tie rods. And then I have to get the tires ordered. So that way, and then obviously we have to still finish the exhaust, that will take no time to finish at all, guys. But yeah, guys, I just want to give you a video of the true update of where we are as of right now. February, what's today's date? 10th. So it's Monday, the day after the Super Bowl. And just want to give you guys an update. Just pushing along, getting things, you know, done. Injectors and spark plugs are super easy, so that's going to go by super fast. When we do the fuel pump, all we have to do is drop the tank. Once we drop the tank, I'm going to do the fuel pump, and I will do the fuel filter. You want to do everything at maintenance, guys. That's what it's about, maintenance and new fluids. Get everything nice and fresh in this car, so that way when I drive it this summer, everything inside it will be fresh and new and ready to rock. So super excited about that, guys. Let me know what you guys think so far. I think the car is coming along very, very nicely. I think we have done the right things, the right parts. Everything is just killer on this car, guys. And remember, guys, we bought this car stock, bone stock, and we have built this into a machine. There was a lot of stuff we have done to this car that will make this car into a complete beast. And anytime you're adding horsepower to a car, some of the stuff that is required that needs to be done, obvious upper and lower control arms in the back has to be done. And that's with the fronts, you have to look at the fronts and see if anything is worn out to make sure the car is going to be prepared and stabled with the extra horsepower compared to stock. And that's why a lot of people fishtail and crash their Mustangs, is because you can't just add boost to your car and thinking, okay, that's all you do. It's not what you do. If you want to add boost, there's a lot more science than just adding boost, guys. To do it the proper way, you really have to do maintenance stuff to make sure everything is ready for the extra power. You know, check your brake fluid, make sure it's up to date and good to go. Steering, power steering, coolant, radiator, spark plugs, trans fluid if you have to change it. If not, then don't. Just stuff like that, guys. Obvious rear end. We took the cover off, we cleaned everything, and we put new fluid so that way that is fresh. The rear end is completely fresh. New shocks, update the shocks, so that way this car is planted with the extra horsepower the car will be making. I can't wait. I'm super excited. Once we have pretty much the engine bay done and taken care of, guys, Like I said, we'll drop the tank, get everything else buttoned up. Pretty much the exhaust is literally probably a 2-hour job, and I'm done from headers all the way back, completely done. Everything is in. I just got to go down there and put everything together. But yeah, guys, super excited. And before I even run the hoses on this, like I said, I'm just going to start the car, idle it, make sure everything sounds good and perfect, no leaks and stuff like that. And then we will add the pump, the cooler, the lines for this. And guys, do not just hook the pump up to a power on the ground and stuff like that. Be professional and buy the relay that's made for water pump cooler system, something just like this, which other cars have, because that way you don't burn up the pump, and that way the pump goes bad, and then this is pretty much senseless. So get the relay. It comes with a relay, a fuse box, and that way it's on its own circuit. So if something ever went wrong, plug and play. You can always replace the fuse or relay or the pump itself. So I will have a video about setting up the pump for the cooler, and that way everything's set up. Like I said, guys, I think this will be one of the nastiest new edges. I'm not saying this is going to be like, oh my God, no one has ever seen or have ever done this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in a 3-month period of building this car from stock to what it is now, I think it's probably going to be one of the top tiers of a quick build with all the right parts done to it. If I end up keeping the car, you bet we're doing a full built trans and a full built motor to handle more boost and go even farther from there. But I think overall, I think this car, it came out beautiful. I think it's sitting completely nice. The right wheels, the right stance, the right underneath the hood. The carbon fiber hood looks beautiful. And then, like I said, guys, the interior on this car looks so beautiful with the race seats, the race automatic B&M shifter, the billet stuff, the gauges, the rear seat delete. I think all that stuff in here, guys, really completes the look of this car of being one of the top notches out there. A lot of people buy these cars and supercharge it, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is bone stock on the interior, and because we did the full interior of this car, it just stands out from the rest. And I think how I did it is by far top notch. Obviously, we got the Navy. We're going to have the subwoofer. Everything done completely right on this car, guys. Super excited about that, guys. And obviously, we updated the radiator. We updated the alternator. We are doing this the correct way. And you do not have to do this all in the 3 months or over the winter type project. You could do this slowly. You know, do the exhaust, do the lower and rear control arms, do this, do that, and work up to the supercharger. Don't be like me. You don't have to be like me. I got lucky because I had the supercharger on hand, so I didn't have to pay for a new supercharger. I already had one on hand, and what I paid for it, this is an $8,000 kit that I only got it for $2,500. So you could go out there and buy used stuff to lower the cost of your build, guys. And obviously we got the 2001 Cobra bumper going on. Once I get done painting that, this car is going to have the right stance and the right look to compete against people. But at the end of the day, that's not why I built this car. I built this car for the love and the passion I have for Mustangs, guys. To build a dream Mustang to this spec is insane. That I was lucky, and I feel gifted to be able to do so. You know, obviously having the tools in the garage to be able to build something like this inside of my garage from a bone stock car, guys. This wasn't I bought this car built. I built every single part on this car. Everything I did, I touched with my hands. No one has touched this car. No shop, nobody, guys. The only thing that someone's going to touch will be the tune, to have it professionally tuned. And then obviously I'm not a tint guy. We will have our windows tinted. And then obviously we are going to have this whole car completely paint correction and ceramic coated. So this car looks beautiful and brand spanking new from inside and out. And I'm just a wow, guys. I don't know what else to say. All the time and effort that I put into this car and all the right stuff. We didn't do just orange conies. We did yellow, fully adjustable conies. So we did this completely with the right parts. We did the oil pan. We did everything to make this car look beautiful and last for years to come. The reason I did the oil pan is because I was doing the K member. And why not add the extra 2 quarts for this? Because we are a supercharger. We are supercharged, so it's going to add a little more heat to the oil. So why not add an extra safety and add a little more oil to this car to be safer on the street? So I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm losing my voice, but I am super excited. I hope you guys like the journey of this car, from watching it go from bone stock, full interior, like 2 months ago. We literally did the whole interior 2 months ago, and the rear end. Now we did the front end, and now we're doing the above the front end. And obviously we did the Cobra carbon fiber, real carbon fiber hood, guys. So this car is going to look sick and beautiful, and I can't wait for you guys to hear this. The way I set this up with the exhaust, this car is going to be rowdy, and you're going to hear it coming from miles away. And no, that is one bad beast, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. This probably will be the last video for a few weeks on the car, just because there's a lot going on. We're going to the auto show this week, so I will give video of that. And then we have a few other things coming up, so stay tuned for those videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and please, guys, share this with all your Mustang SN95 guys, Fox Body guys, S550, S650, S197 guys. And please, guys, do me a huge favor and please share this. I'm telling you guys, we're making some killer stuff for the SN95 community, from the early model to the later model of the SN95. So stay tuned, guys. Super excited. Thanks for watching.